Hey man, what it is? This is Deem, and I am your host, and this is By Any Means. hmm There go the Cash App at Deem by any means. There go the PayPal. Dollars, at Deem by any means. There go the Cash App, $ Deem by any means. Y'all already know what I'm about to say. I don't care if you leave $1, $10, $1,000 is much appreciated. Sorry, y'all, I might be off a little bit of that Tangeray and orange and pineapple juice. You understand? If you understand, type understand. Jerron Booth is fighting tomorrow. Philly in the building. 215 to the 610. You want whoa? You better have 100 shots or more. Let's go. We will be live in effect tomorrow at the Wells Fargo. Don't be shy. I am very approachable. Do not be shy. Okay, Deem is in the building. Y'all already know. I want to talk about Gervonta Davis and Tim Bradley, man, and a lesson that I have learned even from being on YouTube, and it has just come to show you a lesson I want to teach you in life, young men and young women. Be so good that even your biggest haters got to give you credit. Even your biggest haters got to give you credit. Because Tim Bradley was Gervonta Davis' biggest hater, and just miraculously, he sound like Dean, don't he? Go listen to Tim Bradley little interviews lately. I guarantee you don't know if that's Tim Bradley or Dean, do you? Y'all ain't proved me wrong about nothing on this YouTube yet. See, you tend to get things right a lot when you're not biased and a fanboy, and you're very consistent the way that I am. Is Tim Bradley a fanboy, y'all? I just want to know. Is Tim Bradley or Gervonta Davis fanboy? Dean needs to know, y'all. That's all I'm saying. Y'all know I'm having fun with this. Is you having fun? I hope you is, eavesdropper. Hit that like button. I hope the eavesdroppers are hitting the like button. Don't eavesdrop. Timothy Bradley sat up there and said that Shakur don't have a slip counter, and that's very concerning. That's something that he may need against Gervonta Davis. Y'all, who told y'all that months ago? I think I told y'all that too. But didn't Gervonta Davis say the same thing to Cigar Talk? He told him all he do is go straight back. He don't slip and dip nothing. But when Gervonta Davis said it, y'all clowned him. When Timothy Bradley said it, I guess it got some validity. I mean, that's one of the things I told y'all why I don't think Shakur Stevenson could beat Gervonta Davis. Number two, Timothy Bradley finally saw the light and said, I didn't think Tank could win before on the scorecards, but now I do. Why is that? Shout out to my brother Knockout Boxing, and shout out to Fanon too, because they the only two people I ever heard agree with me when it comes to this, that Gervonta Davis don't need to knock out Shakur Stevenson. Upper Echelon too. I got to give Upper Echelon his credit too. Upper Echelon too agrees with this. He don't need to knock out Shakur Stevenson to beat him. Who told y'all that part? Where that's at? Timothy Bradley finally agreed because he said something that me and Knockout have been trying to harp. I don't know how many months now we have been trying to harp on this point when it comes to Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney. But you could do all that defense, throw a jab out there, here and there type stuff with anybody else. The one person you can't do it against is Gervonta Tank Davis. Because when he looks like the aggressors, the judges are humans, people. Anybody that's not bringing the fight to Gervonta Davis, you're going to lose on that scorecard. And if you don't, you better keep up and do what Frank Martin did all night. You better keep it up. And the problem is that everybody that says Gervonta Davis lose rounds, do you notice how they never talk about what happened at the end of that fight? Why was he losing rounds? I want to give a shout out to my guy Knockout Boxing again, because he's the only person that I know personally that have said this point that I've been trying to harp home for a while now. If you are watching Gervonta Davis fights based off rounds, You don't know what you're looking at. That's part of the problem. Why you're delusional and don't understand how these fights is going to work out. Gervonta Davis is one of the only fighters. If you are looking at his fight round by round, you are idiotic. You got to watch Gervonta Davis and what he's doing in those rounds that he's losing. Is he just toying with the guy? Is the guy really, the guy might be more active in winning the round, but are you concerned? Are you worried? Do you think Gervonta Davis is in trouble of losing this fight? It ain't been one of those fights that y'all said he was losing rounds in. If you go rewatch it, that you would feel that Gervonta Davis is in trouble. You don't watch his fights by the rounds. You watch and see what he's doing to see if what the guy is doing is something that's sustainable all 12 rounds. Because we know if it's not sustainable all 12 rounds, night. Everybody who y'all said was winning rounds against Gervonta Davis, they all got knocked out. None of them went to decision. Gervonta Davis ain't wait against the Pitbull Cruz. Gervonta Davis ain't wait against Hector Luis Garcia. He went out there and was straight at him and boxing him from round one because he knew he had to, because that's the type of fighters he was in there with. It's just mighty funny, y'all. The biggest lesson I have learned is, even with me doing this YouTube stuff, and it's happened to me, y'all, where people thought I wouldn't be around this long, or people didn't think in 6-7 months that my channel would grow as fast as it did. But now that it is, I get a lot more hate. I get a lot more responses from people that say that they don't respond to people they respect, but they respect Dean. You know why that is? Because I've been putting in the work. I've been grinding. I've been going for something. I've been leaving my mark. To whereas though all the top boxing content creators, they know who Dean is. They can act like they don't. They're lying. Because if you go ask other top content creators, they know for a fact that those people know who I am. For sure. And I'm very proud of that. And that's the thing that I'm glad that that's a lesson I want you to learn in life. Be so good where the Timothy Bradley in your life got to switch up his tone. Be so good that whoever that is, whoever that Timothy Bradley person is in your life, to Gervonta Davis, it might be multiple people that's like that in your life. Keep doing what you're doing, young king and young queen. They gonna come around. They ain't gonna have no choice, because real gonna always outweigh the fake. Truth gonna always outweigh the lies. Greatness gonna always outweigh the BS. See, when he watched Shakur Stevenson and then he just saw Gervonta Davis 2 weeks prior to that, Timothy Bradley had no choice but to change his tune. How long are you going to keep up with this song and dance? It's only so long you can keep up with lies. When you are not telling the truth, it's only so long you can keep up with lies. All adults understand that. You might as well keep it 100, because eventually you're going to tell on yourself. Timothy Bradley, I think the last week or so has done that. Now Timothy Bradley breaking down Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis sounding like Dean. If you understand, type understand, y'all. I just want to know, is Timothy Bradley a Tank fanboy? Because if you know that he's not, but he's using every talking point that I was using, and talking points me and other fellow content creators was using prior to him coming around to our side of the street. Can we get an apology, please? Not just me. Y'all owe an apology to multiple content creators. Y'all know I really don't care. I'm going to keep foot on neck and belt to behind regardless. Y'all already know that. Because I get more enjoyment by making videos like this, being able to tell you I told you so. Somebody told me, Dean, you got a problem with that. No, I don't got a problem with that. The problem I got is people be so loud to tell you wrong, but they not nearly as loud to tell you was right. People be so loud to disrespect you, but don't be nearly as loud to give you an apology when they get proven wrong. Like a lot of fellow Shakur Stevenson fans, and I'm a Shakur Stevenson fan, but everything I was telling y'all about Bob Arum and what he do with black fighters and how he was promoted, and that's what's holding up the Gervonta Davis fight, I was told I was making an excuse by just Shakur Stevenson fan and fellow Shakur Stevenson YouTube channels. The way that they was talking heavy to me when I was making those points before Shakur Stevenson or Bob Arum or Eddie Hearn or any of them said anything, it was loud with the disrespect. I can't even get an at no more on Twitter now. How you going? Don't argue with me. Argue with Shakur. Don't argue with Deem. Argue with Shakur. Don't argue with Deem. Argue with Timothy Bradley. I can't wait till tomorrow, y'all. Y'all know what this is, though, right? Deem by any means. And remember this: be so good that even your haters got to come around and give you your props. Be so good that your haters have no choice but to say, you know what? I don't like him, but he that dude, or he that, or she that girl. Y'all know what it is, man. Deem by any means. And I holla at y'all.